Besides being considered two of Brazil's greatest footballers, Pelé and Neymar Jr. are athletes who have earned a lot of money throughout their glittering careers. But have you ever wondered which of the stars had the most luxurious life? In this video, you'll see a fierce battle between Pelé and Neymar Jr. So now, let's get to the fight. Before we get started, I challenge you. You have to click on subscribe and activate notifications, check the option all. But you have to do that in less than 5 seconds. You got it? And if you can, write in the comments #AllAboutSubscribe. Alright, let's get started. Most expensive mansion. Both players love to live in cozy and luxurious places, but whoever had the most expensive property? Pelé, for example, lived in Brazil in a mansion in Jardim Acapulco, in Sao Paulo, a luxury condominium where Neymar Jr. also owns a house. The former player has already shown a little of his property during some interviews. The living room, for example, is a very large room with a light color palette, decorated with several works of art on the walls, and even has a pool table in the corner. But what is impressive is the outside area, a huge space that has a large swimming pool surrounded by green areas. And of course, there is a soccer field for when the former player wants to play soccer with his friends and family. And although it has never been disclosed what the mansion is really worth, to get an idea, the real estate prices in this luxurious condominium cost an average of $4 million. Meanwhile, Neymar Jr. doesn't skimp on his mansions either. The player's most famous mansion is located in the Portobello condominium in Mangaratiba, Rio de Janeiro. The contemporary-style house has more than 17,000 square feet and has a series of luxuries, such as a floating staircase connecting the levels and works of art on the walls. The living room is perfect for casual gatherings, while the formal dining area has a huge table and the kitchen has stainless steel appliances. The house even has a home theater, a gaming space, and plenty of bedrooms to lounge in. In the case of the master suite, there are large glass windows, an automated TV that descends from the ceiling, and also a lovely terrace with a lawn, as well as a luxury bathroom and a very spacious walk-in closet. Going outside, the mansion is situated on a plot of almost 3 acres and has some very interesting spaces, such as a synthetic tennis court, private deck, swimming pool with an 82-foot lane, a gym equipped with high-quality appliances, spa integrated with nature, gourmet space with barbecue, wine cellar with capacity for more than 3,000 bottles, jacuzzi integrated with sauna, a helipad to arrive in style, among many other amenities that only a millionaire mansion can offer. In addition to all this, the place manages to offer a lot of comfort and fun for Neymar to enjoy with his peers, and everyone knows that the player is passionate about fraternization. And according to the real estate company Home Pro, the property was acquired by the player after watching the video of the house that was posted on YouTube, and he paid $8.5 million on the spot. And for having a more expensive mansion, Neymar Jr. wins this round. Points for him. Cars. Both Brazilians had beautiful vehicles at their disposal at all times, but whoever owned the most luxurious garage? Starting with the king of soccer. Pelé's first vehicle was a Volkswagen Beetle, a vehicle that was very successful at the time, and that today, depending on its condition, can reach more than $15,000. Another of Pelé's vehicles was his Aero Willis 2600, the first to receive this vehicle as a gift for one of his victories. This vehicle, which at the time of its launch was considered a luxury, today can be found costing around $20,000. Pelé also once won a 1969 Mercedes-Benz 250 as a gift for his 1,000th goal. Today this vehicle is considered a kind of collectible and can be found today for over $25,000. Some years later he won a Mercedes 280S, another car that was very refined and imposing for the time. The vehicle is equipped with a 6-cylinder engine capable of producing a maximum power of 156 horsepower and reaching a top speed of 125 miles per hour. And it is no wonder that today, depending on the state of repair, the vehicle can cost upwards of $30,000. The soccer star has also been seen using a car that appeared to be a Mercedes 450 SL convertible, another collectible that can cost upwards of $40,000. Neymar, on the other hand, has been seen with beautiful cars such as $25,000 E-Wave X, $50,000 Volkswagen Touareg, $55,000 Audi Q5, $83,000 Range Rover Sport, $120,000 Audi RS7 Sportback. He has also been spotted with an Audi R8 Spider, a sophisticated vehicle with a beautiful design to drive, whose price can exceed $150,000. Neymar has also been seen leaving with a Porsche Panamera Turbo, a powerful car for those who love great adventures, as it can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.2 seconds and is valued at around $170,000. Another of his great achievements was the acquisition of a Ferrari 458 Spider, a stunning car that is the dream of many people, and that was no different with Neymar. And to have this beautiful automobile, the player had to invest about $260,000. Another even more luxurious Ferrari that he has already appeared in was one of the GTC4 Lusso models, a supercar that, despite being worth a fortune, has already made Neymar go through trouble when the car key was not working properly. And to get through such a fancy ordeal, you may need to invest more than $300,000 in the vehicle. And some sources speculate that Neymar owns a Maserati MC11, a super sports car that accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.8 seconds and costs around $1.5 million. In other words, Neymar easily wins this round. Other means of transport. Both stars have always traveled in comfort, but which of them has had the most expensive means of transport? Back when Pelé was the biggest soccer star on the soccer fields, he decided to buy a speedboat and named it Kelly Christina after his first daughter. The boat is a Carbras Zareu 22 model, one of the most famous boats manufactured at the time, almost 10 meters long and able to carry up to 4 people. And although the boat was already very outdated, at the time it must have been worth a lot of money. When it was time to travel to the most different places in the world, Pelé always used private jets for his trips. One of the aircraft used by the player is the Bombardier Global 6000, one of the largest and most modern jets in the world, with autonomy for almost 7,000 miles. With almost 100 feet long, this large aircraft can offer all the luxury you can imagine. Its interior can carry up to 18 passengers in great comfort. And according to ATM Jet, the company responsible for taking care of Pelé's chartered aircraft, depending on the destination chosen, a trip can cost around 75,000 euros. Neymar, on the other hand, likes to enjoy life on the high seas and has been spotted partying on yachts several times. And it is no wonder that he decided to acquire his vessel, one of the Azimut 78 model, manufactured by the renowned Italian boat brand, Azimut Yachts. The yacht has 3 floors and is 78 feet long, enough space to receive his closest guests. And for when the player wants to spend a few days on board, for suites offer a lot of comforts. And there is no doubt that to enjoy all this luxury, you have to fork out quite a bit of money. To give you an idea of the price, this yacht model is estimated to cost around $3 million. Neymar also likes to travel with sophistication. For example, he once owned an EC-130 helicopter, a means of transport valued at around $1.7 million. Going up further, he once owned a Phenom 100 model jet, a small executive aircraft manufactured by the Brazilian brand Embraer. The aircraft can carry up to 5 passengers, offering plenty of comfort. And it is no wonder that to acquire this jet, it may be necessary to disburse around $3 million. In 2019, Neymar decided to purchase an even more expensive helicopter, one of the H-145 models. It is an aircraft with the capacity to carry up to 10 passengers, and Neymar made a point of personalizing its interior, placing seats with the symbol of Batman, the star's favorite superhero. And to give you an idea of the price, a new helicopter of this model can cost almost $10 million. But without a doubt, Neymar's most expensive aircraft is his Cessna Citation 680, an American mid-sized business jet with a flight range of over 3,200 miles. The interior of the player's plane is very spacious and refined, being able to accommodate up to 12 people, offering a lot of comfort for all passengers. And although it is not known how much the player paid for the jet, it is known that a new aircraft of this model costs around $18 million. And for spending the most on luxury transport, Neymar wins this round. Watches. Both players have always liked to dress well, but who has the most valuable watches? Pelé, for example, was once seen wearing beautiful watches, such as $30,000 stainless steel Rolex date just. $70,000 Rolex date yellow gold. Pelé has also been an ambassador for Hublot, one of Switzerland's largest luxury watch manufacturers, and has been seen with beautiful jewelry from the brand, such as $6,000 Hublot Big Bang UEFA, $15,000 Hublot UEFA Champions League, $20,000 Hublot Big Bang Unico FIFA. Neymar Jr. has also been seen with beautiful watches, such as Rolex Submariner Bluesy $18,000, Rolex GMT Master 2 Batman of $22,000, Rolex Daytona in 18K Eve Rose for $42,000, Rolex Daytona John Mayer Dial of $43,000, Rolex Datejust Zebra for $50,000, Rolex Daytona with a black dial for $60,000, Rolex Day-Date Rainbow for $105,000, Rolex GMT Master 2 in rose gold for $185,000, Rolex Daytona Eye of the Tiger for $300,000, and even a Richard Mille Michel Yeo for $960,000. So it's clear that Neymar Jr. wins this round. Business. The two Brazilians also had other sources of income besides football, but who stood out more in business? Starting with Pelé. Because he is considered one of the best players of all time, he became a kind of celebrity known worldwide, consolidating himself as a sports icon. On Facebook, for example, he has almost 10 million people, and on Instagram he has more than 16 million people. And it is clear that all this visibility added to his gigantic authority in soccer and ends up bringing him a lot of money, since several companies are interested in investing to associate their products with the player's image. Among the brands that have already invested in advertising with Pelé are, for example, Puma, Volkswagen, Honda, P&G, MasterCard, Coca-Cola, Louis Vuitton, Subway, Emirates, and Santander, among many others. To get an idea of the value of these contracts, it is estimated that the watch company Hublot alone invested $500,000 to advertise with him. To make the Netflix documentary, some sources estimate that Pelé received about $4 million. Neymar, on the other hand, is considered one of the best footballers in the world. He has become a celebrity known all over the world. On social media, for example, he is the third soccer player with the most followers in the world, only behind Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. On Instagram alone, he has over 200 million followers, a number so high that it makes him the most famous person in Brazil. And of course, because he is so famous, Neymar manages to earn a lot of money by associating and promoting several companies. Among the brands for which the Brazilian star has already advertised are, for example, Red Bull, Gillette, McDonald's, Nike, Guarana Antarctica, Oreo, Clear Men, MasterCard, Diesel, Beats, and Panasonic, among many others. But without a doubt, his main sponsor is the sports products company Puma, where he has the largest individual sports sponsorship contract in history, a value that is around $25 million a year. And because we don't know the turnover of all the businesses, we'll consider this round a draw. Points for both. Net worth. As two successful footballers, there is no doubt that they have amassed huge fortunes. But who has the biggest fortune? Pelé, for example, was considered the highest paid athlete in the world at the height of his career. To get an idea of values, when he was playing for the New York Cosmos, it is known that he had a contract that revolved around $2 million a year, totaling $6 million over 3 years. And although this is a huge amount of money, it is a far cry from what top-level players are paid today. And different from what many people think, the king of soccer made a lot more money these days off the field than when he was playing, because the salaries at the time were much lower. In 2015, for example, Forbes estimated that Pelé made about $15 million that year, a sum that came mainly from advertising contracts. And while no one knows exactly what his fortune is worth, some sources estimate that he had a net worth of $100 million, while other sources say it could exceed $160 million. Neymar Jr., in turn, also had to work hard to reach the high financial level he has today. At the time he played in the Santos youth team, for example, he earned about $2,000 a month, a figure that grew a lot, until it reached almost $4 million per season. At Barcelona, Neymar's salary grew exponentially, reaching an average of $15 million a year in base salary alone, not counting bonuses and sponsorships. But it was at Paris Saint-Germain that the Brazilian star reached the peak of his financial life, receiving about $53 million in salary alone. Adding this huge salary to his advertising earnings, the athlete's income is even higher. And it's no wonder that in 2020 Forbes estimated that Neymar earned around $96 million in the year, ranking among the highest paid athletes in the world. And although no one knows exactly what the value of his fortune is, some sources estimate that Neymar Jr. has already accumulated a net worth of approximately $200 million. Considering that Neymar has a bigger fortune, he wins this round. Point for the star. At the end of this fight, we have 1 point for Pelé against 6 points for Neymar Jr., making him the winner of this battle. But if you think there are still other arguments to defend one of the two, write your best justification below. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel, Dios to satisfy your curiosity.